So in this video, I'm going to show you how to add study goals to the StudySocius platform. And the first thing you want to do is sign in. And once you are signed in, you're going to be brought to the dashboard. And as you would see, we don't have any assignments. We don't have any study goals. But we do have some tasks, and we got this task because in the previous video, we talked about how to add items to your to-do list in StudySocius. So we can see that we have a few things we need to do, and it's good practice just to make sure that you're on track with this. So you're going to see the 5 here, and then you want to go into the to-dos interface itself and begin to just check to make sure that you're on track with your activities. So these are some low priority ones. We did schedule a meeting and we have reviewed the lecture notes. So those are completed. And now when you go back to the dashboard, you're going to see they are checked off. But since they've been completed, we also want to delete them. So I'm just going to do that. And then we're going to talk about how to add study goals. So this has been completed and so has this. And when we go back to the dashboard, we will see that the ones that are still remaining are going to be showing up here. And then our task decreased from 9 to 7 because we've kind of completed the other 2 and we have deleted those from our to-do list. And you can add some new things to do in the to-do list. So now let's get right to how you add the study goals. And to do that, we are going to continue with our theme of Goldwin Harper, who is a first-year pharmacy student. So Goldwin wants to achieve a GPA of 4.0 in his first semester. Now, what does this mean? This means Goldwin must achieve a score of 90% or higher on every course in his first semester. Now, this also implies that Goldwin must have the right intermediary goals and strategies specific to each course to obtain a score of 90% or higher. So how StudySocius comes into the picture is that it is an excellent platform to organize your study goals, track progress, and adjust study strategies as you go throughout your semester. So I'm now going to go back into the StudySocius platform, and then we're going to look at how you can add some of these goals that will help Goldwin achieve his ultimate primary goal of getting a GPA of 4.0 if he follows and executes through those strategies. So now to add the study goal, you want to click on study goals, and it's going to bring you to this interface. There's nothing here at the moment because this is a fresh account. Goldwin just started using it. So in order to actually streamline the process, the first thing you want to do is first add categories. So I'm going to click on that, add a new category. And the categories we're going to use here are primarily going to be the courses that Goldwin is taking. So first of all, he is taking pharmaceutical dosage forms 1. So that will be one category. He's also taking pharmacy physiology. So let's add that. Pharmaceutical calculations, pharmacy patient skills, intro to pharmacy and healthcare systems. Then we're going to add the intro to professionalism. And then we have professional practice 1. So now that we've added the categories, we're going to go back to the study goals, and we are now going to create a new study goal. So the first thing you want to do is add in the topic that you want to learn. So we're going to put, in this case, pharmaceutical dosage forms 1. What are you studying for? This is a high-level goal, so you're studying for the entire course. And in category, we are going to pick the dosage forms 1, and that's why you want to put your category ahead of time. You can also leave it without categories, but it's good practice to add the category to it. And then our start date will be from the beginning of the semester. So let's say this will start in August, so August the 20th. Let's do 19th. And then the end date will be the final, so in December, and the exam is on December the 16th. So now we can put in the description. This once again is a high level goal, and we want to achieve a 90% or higher on every pharmaceutical dosage forms exam or assignment. So click save, and you've completed it. So you would see here again the course, the category, and then the start and end date, or the created and finished by date. And then you can always go back in there to make some additions or edits. So if you click on this icon, it's going to bring you to the study goal interface. You're not really changing anything now, but you want to ensure that your category is selected because it defaults to none. So you click on that again, and then you can click save, and everything should look correct. So that's how I add the study goal to the StudySocius platform. Now let's just go back to the dashboard. And in the dashboard, you will notice that this time around, you have 1 as a study goal because we just added 1. So I'm going to add a few more, and then we're going to check off some of them, and then we'll see how you can track your goal progress here. So I just completed adding the goals for the rest of the courses. So the goals are showing here. And then if you go to the dashboard, you'll see that you have 7 study goals, one for each of the courses that he's taken. And these goals are high-level goals. So because these are high-level goals, you'll notice that everything for each goal looks the same. Specifically, if you take, for example, pharmaceutical calculations, the topic is pharmaceutical calculations 1, the category is pharmaceutical calculations 1, and then what the student is studying for is pharmaceutical calculations 1. So I'm going to use pharmaceutical calculations 1 as an example of how Goldwin can add some intermediary goals for him to achieve the A in pharmaceutical calculations 1. And in doing that, you'll notice the difference between what the title is, what the student is studying for, and how the categories are set up. And I'm just going to use a few examples here. So create a new study goal. So for what topic do you want to learn? You're going to put in percentage strands, ratio strands, ppm, that's parts per million, and then ppb, parts per billion. And then for what Goldwin is studying for this particular goal, is preparing thoroughly for exam 1. This is pharmaceutical calculations, so we're going to put that in there. And he's going to start preparing from September, so about a month into the semester. So let's do September 3rd, maybe a couple of weeks into the semester. And the exam is scheduled for September the 24th. And for the description, we're going to put in focus on topics covered in the first part of the course, which would be the percentage strand, ratio strand, ppm, and ppb, ensuring a deep understanding and readiness for the first exam. So aiming for an A. So click save. So we just entered the goal, one of the goals to help Goldwin achieve his ultimate goal of an A in pharmaceutical calculations 1. And I wanted to orient you as to what you're looking at when you come to the study goals page. So at a glance, what you're seeing in the bolded black is the topics that Goldwin is studying for. In the purple, which has pharmaceutical calculations 1, that's the category. And then in the light gray, which is prepare thoroughly for exam 1, that is what Goldwin is studying for. Now below it, you have the date it was created and the date for the exam, which is the finish by date. So you can always go back in there and edit or delete. And as you achieve your goals, you can just check them off. So now if you go back to the dashboard, what we will notice is we have 8 study goals, none of which have been completed. So I'm just going to go back in there. So now let's say we are at September 24th and Goldwin has completed successfully his exam 1. So he's going to check this off. And then when you go to the dashboard, you notice that one of the goals have been completed, 30% on track, and you can keep adding goals and checking them off. Now, once you're done with a goal, not only can you check them off, but if you've actually completely completed it and you don't want to keep track of it, you can simply delete it from your repository. So that's how you do add the study goals to the StudySocius platform. It's really an excellent way to keep track of what you're doing so that you can stay ahead of the game in terms of your efficiency and effectiveness. So now in the next video, I'm going to show you how you can add assignments to StudySocius.